The Egyptians said if you bothered these mummies, you would have a problem. And people who have discovered those tombs actually ended up dying weird ways. If that's not a curse, what would be?
Throughout history, humanity has been captivated by unsolved mysteries that continue to puzzle and intrigue us. From ancient artifacts to modern-day disappearances, these enigmas have sparked countless theories and debates. In this video, we will explore 20 of the greatest unsolved mysteries that have left an indelible mark on our collective imagination. Number 1. The enduring enigma of Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart, the pioneering American aviator, captured the world's attention with her daring flights and adventurous spirit. However, her disappearance on July 2, 1937, during an attempt to circumnavigate the globe, has become one of the most enduring mysteries in history. Earhart, along with her navigator Fred Noonan, took off from Lae, New Guinea in their Lockheed Electra aircraft, bound for Howland Island in the Pacific Ocean. As they approached their destination, radio contact was lost, and the plane vanished without a trace. Despite extensive search efforts by the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard, no conclusive evidence of the aircraft or its occupants was ever found. The disappearance of Amelia Earhart has given rise to numerous theories, ranging from the plausible to the outlandish. Some believe that Earhart and Noonan simply ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean, while others speculate that they may have been captured by the Japanese or even survived on a remote island. Number 2. The assassination of JFK. Conspiracy and controversy. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy on November 22, 1963, in Dallas, Texas, remains one of the most shocking and controversial events in American history. The official investigation, known as the Warren Commission, concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in killing the president. However, this explanation has been met with widespread skepticism, and numerous conspiracy theories have emerged in the decades since the tragic event. The circumstances surrounding the assassination have raised many questions and fueled suspicion of a larger plot. Eyewitness accounts of the shooting, the number of shots fired, and the trajectory of the bullets have all been points of contention. The fact that Oswald himself was killed just 2 days later by nightclub owner Jack Ruby, while in police custody, only deepened the mystery and added to the speculation of a cover-up. Conspiracy theories have implicated a wide range of individuals and organizations, from the CIA and FBI to organized crime syndicates and foreign governments. Some believe that Kennedy's assassination was orchestrated by those who opposed his policies, such as his efforts to improve relations with the Soviet Union or his alleged intention to withdraw U.S. troops from Vietnam. Others point to inconsistencies in the evidence and the handling of the investigation as proof of a larger conspiracy. Number 3. The Nazca Lines. Ancient art or extraterrestrial communication. In the arid plains of southern Peru, a series of enigmatic geoglyphs known as the Nazca Lines have baffled archaeologists and historians for decades. These intricate designs, created by removing the dark surface rocks to expose the lighter sand beneath, depict various animals, plants, and geometric shapes, some of which span hundreds of meters in length. The scale and complexity of the Nazca Lines have led to speculation about their purpose and the civilization that created them. The Nazca culture, which flourished between 200 BCE and 600 CE, is credited with the creation of these geoglyphs. However, the reason behind their construction remains a mystery. Some scholars believe that the lines served a religious purpose, possibly as offerings to deities or as part of ritual ceremonies. The depictions of animals, such as spiders, monkeys, and hummingbirds, have been interpreted as totems or representations of Nazca clans. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Nazca Lines is that their true form can only be appreciated from a high altitude. This has led to theories suggesting that the Nazca people possessed advanced knowledge of astronomy and surveying techniques. Some have even proposed that the lines were created as a form of ancient astronaut art, designed to communicate with extraterrestrial beings. Number 4. Unraveling the mysteries of the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, has captivated the imagination of people for centuries. Built around 2550 BCE during the reign of Pharaoh Khufu, this colossal monument stands as a testament to the ingenuity and prowess of ancient Egyptian engineering. However, despite extensive study and exploration, many aspects of the Great Pyramid remain shrouded in mystery. One of the most enduring questions surrounding the Great Pyramid is how it was constructed. The sheer scale of the monument, with a height of over 480 feet and a base covering 13 acres, has led to speculation about the techniques and tools used by the ancient Egyptians. Theories range from the use of ramps and levers to more unconventional ideas, such as the employment of lost technologies or even supernatural intervention. Another mystery is the purpose of the Great Pyramid. While it is commonly accepted that the pyramid served as a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu, some researchers have proposed alternative theories. These include the idea that the pyramid was used as an astronomical observatory, a power plant harnessing the Earth's energy, or even a repository of ancient knowledge. The presence of intricate passages, chambers, and shafts within the pyramid has only fueled these speculations. Number 5. The Curse of Tutankhamun's Tomb. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922 by British archaeologist Howard Carter was a watershed moment in the field of Egyptology. The tomb, remarkably well preserved and filled with priceless treasures, provided an unprecedented glimpse into the life of a young pharaoh who ruled ancient Egypt over 3,000 years ago. However, the tomb's discovery also gave rise to one of the most enduring legends in archaeological history, the Curse of Tutankhamun. According to the legend, those who disturbed the pharaoh's eternal rest were doomed to suffer mysterious and untimely deaths. The curse gained traction following the death of Lord Carnarvon, the financial backer of Carter's expedition, who died from an infected mosquito bite just months after the tomb's opening. Other members of Carter's team also suffered unusual deaths, fueling speculation that the curse was real. The idea of a mummy's curse captured the public's imagination and became a staple of popular culture, featuring in countless books, films, and television shows. However, the reality behind the curse is far less sensational. While it is true that some members of Carter's team met untimely ends, the majority lived long and healthy lives. The deaths that did occur can be attributed to a range of factors, from natural causes to the hazards of working in the harsh Egyptian desert. Number 6. Stonehenge, a prehistoric puzzle. Stonehenge, the iconic prehistoric monument located in Wiltshire, England, has long been a source of mystery and fascination. The ring of standing stones, some weighing over 40 tons and transported from miles away, has captivated the imagination of people for centuries. Despite extensive research and excavation, the purpose and methods behind the construction of Stonehenge remain largely unknown, making it one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the ancient world. The construction of Stonehenge is believed to have occurred in several stages between 3000 BCE and 1500 BCE, with the earliest phase involving the creation of a circular ditch and bank, followed by the erection of the massive standing stones. The precision and alignment of the stones have led to speculation about the astronomical knowledge and engineering capabilities of the ancient builders. One of the most enduring questions surrounding Stonehenge is its purpose. Various theories have been proposed, ranging from religious and ceremonial uses to astronomical observations, and even as a site for healing. Some researchers believe that Stonehenge may have served as a sacred burial ground, with the stones acting as a gateway between the world of the living and the realm of the dead. Number 7. The Bermuda Triangle, disappearances and theories. The Bermuda Triangle, a region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean, has long been associated with mysterious disappearances of ships, aircraft, and their crews. This area, roughly defined by the points of Miami, Florida, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and the island of Bermuda, has captured the public's imagination with tales of unexplained vanishings and strange occurrences. The enigma of the Bermuda Triangle gained prominence in the mid-20th century, with a number of high-profile disappearances fueling speculation about the area's supposed supernatural or extraterrestrial influences. One of the most famous incidents was the disappearance of Flight 19, a squadron of 5 U.S. Navy torpedo bombers, which vanished without a trace during a training exercise in 1945. The search and rescue aircraft sent to locate the squadron also disappeared, adding to the mystery. Other notable disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle include the USS Cyclops, a massive collier ship that vanished with 309 crew members aboard in 1918, and the Carroll A. Deering, a five-masted schooner found abandoned and derelict off the coast of North Carolina in 1921. Theories about the causes of these disappearances have ranged from the plausible to the fantastic. Some have suggested that the region's unpredictable weather patterns, characterized by sudden storms and waterspouts, could be responsible for the loss of ships and aircraft. Others have pointed to the presence of methane hydrates on the seafloor, which could potentially cause a phenomenon known as methane blowouts, resulting in the sudden sinking of ships. Number 8. The elusive Loch Ness Monster. The legend of the Loch Ness Monster, affectionately known as Nessie, has captivated the world for generations. This mysterious creature, said to inhabit the deep, murky waters of Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands, has been the subject of countless sightings, investigations, and debates. The first recorded sighting of the Loch Ness Monster dates back to the 6th century, when Irish monk St. Columba reportedly encountered a giant beast in the River Ness. However, it was not until the 1930s that the legend of Nessie gained widespread attention, following a series of alleged sightings and the publication of a now famous photograph showing a serpentine head and neck emerging from the loch. Descriptions of the Loch Ness Monster have varied over the years, with eyewitnesses claiming to have seen everything from a large, serpentine creature with humps to a more dinosaur-like animal resembling a plesiosaur. The lack of a clear, consistent description has only added to the mystery surrounding the creature's existence. Number 9. The Quest for the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail, the legendary cup said to have been used by Jesus Christ at the Last Supper and to have caught his blood during his crucifixion, has been the subject of fascination and mystery for centuries. The quest to find this elusive artifact has inspired countless stories, poems, and works of art, as well as real-life expeditions and investigations. The origins of the Holy Grail legend can be traced back to medieval European literature, particularly the Arthurian romances of the 12th and 13th centuries. In these tales, the Grail is often depicted as a magical object with the power to heal, provide sustenance, and even grant eternal life. The knights of King Arthur's court, including the famed Sir Galahad, are said to have embarked on quests to find the Grail and prove their worth. Over time, the legend of the Holy Grail became intertwined with Christian tradition and symbolism. The Grail was seen as a powerful religious relic, a tangible connection to the life and death of Jesus Christ. Many believed that finding the Grail would bring immense spiritual blessings and even the possibility of achieving immortality. Number 10. The murder of Rasputin and its implications. The murder of Grigory Rasputin, the notorious Russian mystic and advisor to the Romanov royal family, remains one of the most intriguing and consequential political assassinations of the early 20th century. Rasputin's influence over Tsarina Alexandra and his alleged role in the declining fortunes of the Russian monarchy made him a target of aristocratic conspirators who believed that his removal was necessary to save the country from ruin. On the night of December 16, 1916, a group of nobles led by Prince Felix Yusupov lured Rasputin to Yusupov's palace in St. Petersburg. There they attempted to poison him with cyanide-laced cakes and wine, but Rasputin appeared to be unaffected. Frustrated and alarmed, Yusupov and his co-conspirators then shot Rasputin multiple times, and when he still showed signs of life, they clubbed him and threw his body into the icy Neva River. The circumstances surrounding Rasputin's murder have been the subject of much speculation and myth-making. Some accounts claim that Rasputin was extremely difficult to kill, surviving multiple poisoning and shooting attempts before finally succumbing to his injuries. Others suggest that the conspirators may have had connections to British intelligence, who saw Rasputin as a threat to the Allied war effort in World War I. Number 11. The Voynich manuscript, an undecipherable enigma. The Voynich manuscript, a mysterious medieval codex named after its discoverer, Wilfrid Voynich, has baffled scholars and cryptographers for over a century. This enigmatic book, believed to have been created in the early 15th century, is written in an unknown script and language, defying all attempts at decipherment. The manuscript's pages are filled with bizarre illustrations of unidentifiable plants, astrological diagrams, and naked female figures, adding to its mystique. The text itself is composed of an estimated 170,000 characters, written in a fluid and consistent script that suggests a genuine language or code. Numerous theories have been proposed about the manuscript's origins and content. Some believe it to be a pharmacopoeia, a treatise on medicinal plants and their properties. Others suggest that it may be an astrological or alchemical text, or even a hoax designed to fool medieval buyers. Number 12. The abandonment of the Mary Celeste. The Mary Celeste, an American merchant brigantine, was found adrift and deserted in the Atlantic Ocean on December 4, 1872, about 400 miles east of the Azores. The ship was in seaworthy condition, with ample provisions and cargo intact, but its crew of 10, including the captain, his wife, and their young daughter, were nowhere to be found. The last entry in the ship's log was dated November 25th, and the crew's personal belongings, including valuables, were still on board. The only lifeboat was missing, and the ship's chronometer, sextant, and marine clock had been left behind. These curious details have fueled speculation and theories about the fate of the crew for over a century. One popular theory suggests that the crew may have abandoned ship in a panic, possibly due to a perceived threat such as piracy or a potential explosion from the alcohol cargo. However, the calm weather conditions and the lack of signs of struggle or distress make this scenario less likely. Number 13. The Lost Colony of Roanoke, a vanished settlement. The Lost Colony of Roanoke, one of the earliest English settlements in North America, has captivated the imagination of historians and the public for centuries. Founded in 1585 on Roanoke Island, off the coast of present-day North Carolina, the colony consisted of over 100 men, women, and children who sought to establish a permanent English presence in the New World. The colony was sponsored by Sir Walter Raleigh and led by Governor John White. In 1587, White returned to England to gather supplies and reinforcements, leaving behind a group of colonists, including his daughter, Eleanor Dare, and his newborn granddaughter, Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the Americas. However, when White finally returned to Roanoke Island in 1590, he found the settlement completely abandoned. The only clue to the colonists' fate was the word Croatoan carved into a tree and crow carved into another tree. White believed this to be a reference to the nearby Croatoan Island, now known as Hatteras Island, and the friendly Croatoan tribe that inhabited it. Number 14. The Wow. Signal, a message from the stars. On August 15, 1977, astronomer Jerry R. Ammon, working on the Big Ear radio telescope at Ohio State University, detected a strong, narrowband radio signal that lasted for 72 seconds. The signal, which came to be known as the Wow signal due to Ammon's excited notation on the computer printout, has since become one of the most tantalizing and mysterious events in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SET. The Wow signal was detected at a frequency of 1,420 megahertz, which is significant because it is the frequency at which neutral hydrogen, the most abundant element in the universe, emits radiation. This frequency has been proposed as a potential universal contact frequency that intelligent civilizations might use to communicate across the vast distances of space. The signal's characteristics, including its narrowband nature and its appearance in a part of the sky where no known natural sources of radio waves exist, have led some to speculate that it may have been a deliberate transmission from an alien civilization. However, despite numerous attempts to detect the signal again, it has never been observed since its initial detection. Number 15. Jack the Ripper, the notorious unidentified serial killer. Jack the Ripper, the infamous serial killer who terrorized London's East End in 1888, remains one of the most enduring unsolved mysteries in criminal history. The killer's identity has never been conclusively established, despite extensive investigations and countless theories. The Ripper's victims were primarily women working as prostitutes in the impoverished Whitechapel district. The brutality of the murders, which involved throat slashing and abdominal mutilation, shocked and captivated the public. The killer's ability to evade capture and the lack of a clear motive added to the mystery surrounding the case. Numerous suspects have been proposed over the years, ranging from local butchers and doctors to members of the royal family and famous artists. However, the evidence against any single suspect has never been strong enough to definitively solve the case. Number 16. The Dyatlov Pass Incident. Death in the Ural Mountains. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, which occurred in the northern Ural Mountains of Russia in February 1959, is one of the most perplexing and eerie unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. 9 experienced ski hikers, led by Igor Dyatlov, were found dead under bizarre circumstances that have puzzled investigators and researchers for decades. The hikers' bodies were discovered scattered around their campsite, some partially undressed and with inexplicable injuries, including fractured skulls and chest wounds. Strangely, their tent had been cut open from the inside, and their belongings were left behind in an orderly fashion. Theories about the cause of the hikers' deaths have ranged from natural phenomena, such as an avalanche or a sudden onset of hypothermia-induced madness, to more outlandish explanations involving military experiments, Yeti attacks, or extraterrestrial intervention. Number 17. The Shroud of Turin. Authentic relic or medieval forgery. The Shroud of Turin, a linen cloth bearing the image of a crucified man, is one of the most controversial and enigmatic religious artifacts in history. Many believe it to be the burial shroud of Jesus Christ, miraculously imprinted with his image at the moment of resurrection. Others contend that it is a medieval forgery, created to deceive the faithful and capitalize on religious fervor. The shroud's history can be traced back to the 14th century, but its true origins remain obscure. Scientific investigations of the cloth have yielded conflicting results, with some researchers claiming that the image could not have been produced by any known artistic technique of the medieval period, while others argue that carbon dating tests conclusively prove its origin in the Middle Ages. Number 18. The disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. On March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, MH370, disappeared from radar screens while flying from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing with 239 people on board. The disappearance of the Boeing 777 aircraft has become one of the greatest aviation mysteries of modern times, sparking a massive international search effort and countless theories about its fate. Despite an extensive multinational search operation covering millions of square miles of ocean, only a few pieces of debris have been recovered, and the main wreckage site has never been located. The search efforts, which involved sophisticated underwater mapping and remote-operated vehicles, were ultimately suspended without conclusive results. The lack of clear evidence has led to numerous theories about what might have happened to MH370. Some suggest that the plane may have been hijacked or deliberately diverted by one of the pilots, while others speculate about mechanical failure, sudden depressurization, or even a possible shoot-down by military forces. Number 19. The Zodiac Killer, an unsolved cryptic case. The Zodiac Killer, a serial killer active in Northern California in the late 1960s and early 1970s, remains one of the most infamous unsolved criminal cases in American history. The killer's identity has never been conclusively established, despite extensive investigations and numerous suspects. The Zodiac Killer gained notoriety for a series of brutal murders and for sending taunting letters and cryptograms to local newspapers. These communications included claims of responsibility for the crimes, as well as threats of future violence and hints about the killer's identity. Despite the efforts of law enforcement and amateur sleuths, the cryptograms have never been fully deciphered, and the killer's true motives remain a mystery. The case has inspired countless books, films, and television adaptations, cementing its place in the annals of true crime and popular culture. Number 20. The Georgia Guidestones, mysterious monument with unknown origins. The Georgia Guidestones, a granite monument erected in Elbert County, Georgia, USA in 1980, has been the subject of mystery and controversy since its installation. The monument, which consists of 4 large stone slabs arranged around a central pillar, bears a set of 10 guidelines or commandments inscribed in 8 modern languages. The guidelines, which include cryptic references to population control, eugenics, and the creation of a new world language, have led to speculation about the monument's true purpose and the identity of its creators. The anonymity of the individuals responsible for commissioning and erecting the Guidestones has only deepened the mystery surrounding the monument. Some see the Georgia Guidestones as a benevolent call for global unity and sustainable living, while others view them as evidence of a sinister conspiracy involving the New World Order or other shadowy organizations. The monument has been the target of vandalism and protests, reflecting the strong emotions and conflicting beliefs it inspires.